Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a tabletop review for you today. And of course, we have a Smith & Wesson to show you. And this one is the 629 Classic Hunter. Now, this is not a modern Smith & Wesson, at least one that's sold today. It's more of a vintage model. Now, this was sort of the beginning of the Classic series for Smith & Wesson. The first 629 Classic was a Classic Hunter, and it was made in 1987. And what really set the Classic series apart from the regular 629 is the addition of the underlug in the barrel. The regular 629s had a half underlug that ended about here, and the Classics added the underlug. And later to come in the 90s, the cylinders would look a little different than this here. But this one is from 1988. It's called the Smith & Wesson Classic Hunter. And what really sets this one apart is a few things. One, the barrel length. This is a 629 Classic, but it has a 6-inch barrel. Traditionally, all 629 Classics would come with a 6.5-inch barrel. So the barrel length is a little different for this one. And of course, the thing that you are probably seeing that is really setting this one apart is the cylinder. This is the non-fluted cylinder. So normally, of course, the cylinder is going to have flutes in it. This one has none. Now, you may think that that would make this cylinder stronger, and you could shoot heavier loaded rounds in this cylinder. That is not accurate, and I'll show you why. The cylinder cutouts, the cylinder notches, are still cut directly over each chamber. So where the flutes would be here in between each chamber, you still have the notch cutouts here. Now, had they offset these to the middle, more like a Ruger revolver, then yes, this would be a stronger cylinder. But as it is, no. It really only... It's for looks, and it's also to add a little bit of weight for recoil reduction. Personally, I don't think it reduces that much recoil, but I suppose maybe a little. Now, another difference between this and the modern 629 Classics is this does not have a replaceable front sight. On modern Classics, you have a little indent here that you can depress and push the front sight out and replace it with a different front sight. This one does not have that option. It has a single pin pinning in the black ramped front sight, and this does not have the orange insert as the more familiar 629 Classics would have. Let me add that this is a 629-3 model. So this does have all the endurance package upgrades. So this would be, I suppose you could say, the strongest version of the 629. This one has the older style rear sight. So the new models has a rounded front portion to the rear sight. This one has a squared off version, and these are much more difficult to come by now because you can only find them on the secondary market. This model of the 629 Classic also has a square butt grip frame, as you can see. All modern versions have a round butt. So if you do have this model, you will need to get square butt grips to replace the original rubber ones. Now, this one has the chromed over hammer and trigger, which I like. I think that adds a lot to the looks and the aesthetics of the gun. I like that chromed over look. Has the target hammer. It has a smooth target trigger, so it does not have the grooves in the trigger, which I also like. I think that aids to double action shooting, at least for me. It does. But I think overall, I think it's a really fantastic looking gun. I think that the slightly shorter barrel length and the unfluted cylinder really sets this one apart compared to the later 629 Classics. Here's a view from the muzzle end. Has a nice muzzle crown on it. I don't believe this one to have been fired all that much. I did purchase it secondhand, so I don't know the exact history of it, but it is in good condition. I have replaced the grips from the original rubber hogues to wood hogues, and it really only changes the aesthetic of the gun. It doesn't change how it functions. It doesn't offer anything for recoil resistance at all. I just like the way they look on the gun. And one last interesting thing that I wanted to share with you about this gun is I have a copy of the original print ad for it when it came out. So here's a copy of it. I'll read it to you. It says, the Smith & Wesson Classic Hunter, now in stainless steel. The Classic Hunter, a superbly accurate .44 Magnum hunting gun introduced by Smith & Wesson in 1987. Sleek, unfluted cylinder, full-lugged barrel for superb balance. Comfortable, non-slip rubber grips for an excellent control of that Magnum power. And now it's available in stainless steel. The 1988 stainless steel edition of the Classic Hunter is equipped with a black pinned front sight, micrometer click rear sight with white outline notch, soft Hogue neoprene grips, and the clean, crisp single action and smooth double action trigger pull you've come to expect from the Smith & Wesson hunting guns. Like its blued counterpart, the stainless steel Classic Hunter will be offered in a quantity of 5,000 only. So, this was the first stainless steel 629 Classic. The original from 87 was blued, and I reviewed that gun earlier on my channel about 8 years ago, and that one had an adjustable front sight on it. You can check out the video there. So if you have any questions about this gun, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll be coming back with more vids in the future.